Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH, and this is Ramsey Show After Show. I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That is down in the ticker below and also in the video description. All right, so let's get going here. Sorry about missing yesterday. I was sick. Tons better today, though. So let's get into some market report. But before that, for my other financial content, you're watching this on youtube.com/Coach Steve Money, and just scroll down a little bit and you'll see Ramsey Show After Show and answering your financial questions. And that is a weekend stream, and it's on hiatus now, but I will be doing one of those on Saturday for sure, and maybe one on Sunday as well. And that would be, both of those would be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely one Saturday, maybe one Sunday. The music playlist has 11 Ramsey Jason songs in there. Listen to those if you are so inclined. And I may, if the early access works out like it's supposed to work out, I will be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time or thereabouts. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, brand new video game, which is early releases today. Where were we? We were doing market report is what we were doing. See, I remember. What up, Trey? Mama call him Trey. Daddy call him Trey. I call him Trey. I remember. Hashtag no dementia. And as you can see, market down today. And there we go. Market all down today, though. So down from previous highs. For everything, and so let's see why it did. Retreats from record as payrolls report looms. Okay, that's it. All right, don't need to read it faster than they could put the blocker up. Cool. That's all I need from that. What else do we need to do? Oh, we want to see what the rest of the world is like. Everything up in Europe, mostly up in Asia. Euro above the dollar, Japanese yen above the dollar, the British pound, love, up over the dollar, Canadian dollar up over the US dollar, and of course the Australian dollarmite up above the US dollar. Most followed single stocks on the Google, and speaking of the Google, Alphabet is down 0.99. Meta down 0.79, but the rest of them are up. So it depends on how your large cap fund has. If you have like more Tesla in it than these that are down, then maybe you won't be negative for the day, like the NASDAQ index is. So see on that, but it'll come back. It'll be fine. What else do we want to do? See, oh, no earnings in the next 14 days. Okay, I guess we're not doing that in December unless there's going to be some right before Christmas bloody day. Let's see, I got a couple articles. Fidelity reports that their number of 401k millionaires, and I don't know why it's in quotes. Why would it be in quotes? Oh, I guess because they don't know if the people have debt. If people have debt, that would take away from it. So they also don't know if they have houses, and if there's any equity in the house, that would raise it back up as well. So okay, I'll let it go. I will let it go. So that just jumped by 9.5% over last year. Let's see. Balances topping $1 million. Rose by 9.5 in the third quarter. Oh, okay. So that's just the quarter. That's not And I mean, the market has been gangbusters the past 2 years, so I would imagine that would happen. And as long as they don't have a ton of debt, then they probably are net worth millionaires, which is the only way to be a millionaire because it is reflective of your net worth, not your income or anything like that. It is your net worth, and that is your assets minus your debt. So even if they do have debt, but they do have a mortgage, even if they have less than $1 million in retirement, they can still be millionaires because of the equity in the house. It's from the dailymail.com. Why Americans aren't buying cars anymore. And this, of course, from the bloody UK. And let's see why they want to have why Americans aren't buying cars. Let's see if they know. Tilly Armstrong, assistant consumer editor for dailymail.com or com. All right, Tilly. Car market has changed dramatically in the last decade, so much so that most new vehicle sales today are not actually cars. Okay, again with quotes, we're doing quotes on every story now. Okay, so I get it. SUV or truck doesn't count. So, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's not, nobody's going to click on it if you put that on there. People are buying more SUVs and trucks than cars. Nobody's going to click on that because, duh. So I knew that. I saw the word sedan in there, like the manufacturers moving away from the sedan type because nobody's buying them. This from DNYUZ, no idea whatsoever. How one of the world's richest men is avoiding $8 billion in taxes. And this is the, I think, chief executive of NVIDIA. He's the 10th richest person in the United States, worth $127 billion. And so it's not what he's doing right now. He's not avoiding it right now. It's just his estate he's doing some of the tricks that richies do. He's doing it for when he dies, for his estate would pay that percentage. And so I believe the incoming administration would like to get rid of that estate tax already. Or still, I think they did last time as well, but couldn't get it done. And of course, like the incoming president has said before, the liberals complain about it, but they don't ever change it because they have big donors that use that system just as well as the conservatives do. So, and even some people in Congress probably use those loopholes as well. So, I mean, if they want to get rid of them, they should try harder to get rid of them. Also wanted to share, I will be doing a live stream from Easton. And that's just basically celebrating Christmas and just looking at all the Christmas decorations there and so forth. This is inside the mall. And this from a previous Christmas, I believe. I don't think it's up to date because they would have just decorated in like November. They got the carriage rides. I think they have carriage rides year round, though, I believe. Well, this says beginning November 23rd, so maybe not. 6 before a Santa crawl, okay, like a bar crawl, but at Christmas time. Epic lineup of fun, including ugly sweater contest, plenty of games, prizes, and more. All right. Seems like to me a bar and alcohol would be involved. Easton's holiday drone show. They have a drone show. I did not know about that. And menorah lighting. That's on December 30th. Scavenger hunt. They have a bunch of stuff for the kids. And tree lighting shows start, I think, every 5 minutes from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. So I will, of course, go there at night because the lights always look better. when it's dark. And so it's pretty cool. I think I showed this before on the after show, that this area right here where they put up the tree, it normally has fountains there, and they have the fountains shooting up water, and so kids can like run through them and stuff like that, and have fun times. And so, but of course, when it gets too cold for that, in November they put up the big tree. Let's see what else we got. The Eastern Express, that's the model railroad they have there. They do have this up year round, but at Christmas time they add Christmas decor to it. And I think that's it. Yeah, gift cards. They have gift cards all year round as well. So, but I'll be walking around there and just live streaming and just running my mouth. You know how I do. And hopefully it'll be fun, and hopefully not too cold. We'll see, though, won't we? Robert G, thank you so much for the super chat. We'll be on a 2-week cruise on Saturday. So you enjoy yourself, Robert G. Sid, taking her time to get here to watch ads so that I get money. Much appreciated. As well. Yeah, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes they play like a 5-minute ad. And I don't expect anybody to sit much a 5-minute ad. Let's see. What are we doing here? Thought I was in the right spot. So save all my money or do it piece by piece. We talked about that one. You make payments as you can. You make extra payments on any debt as you can. You don't save up a lump sum and then do it. Unless it's in collections, and then you have to do it that way. Let's see. Mortgage or home equity loan, and that answer is going to be neither. Preferably, but otherwise it would be a mortgage. So, but a home equity loan implies that you want to spend that money on something. And so that's a no. You don't tap the equity in your house ever. Unless you sell the house and then maybe you upgrade to another house or something like that. So let's see. What is this for? Let's see what dumbness this is for. NJMD is the person. I live in a paid off house with no mortgage. Okay. So you've done it correctly. My work is relocating in the spring of 2015, and I will have a 2-hour commute each way. I'm thinking of buying a cheap apartment close to work. Should I get a mortgage or a home equity loan? Well, is this going to be an extra thing? I mean, you wouldn't do something like that, depending on what baby step you're on. So if right now you're on step 7, you wouldn't want to get a loan for that. You would save up to do that. Relocating in the spring of 2015. So I'm guessing that means 2025. And so if that's in the spring, you have 6 months to just save money towards that. But why don't you just move there instead? And so like second houses, that kind of thing, that's a toy. And so there's different rules that apply when it's a toy. So you don't get either of those. You don't get either of those for that. Because again, it's a toy to have them both. And it doesn't matter that you already have the paid off house with no mortgage. You're relocating and you don't want to have the 2-hour commute. Don't blame you at all on that, but that does not justify, hashtag justification station, that does not justify you taking out a mortgage on a second property, which automatically makes it a toy per the Ramsey rules. VIMVIP, okay, 2098, clearing out my US dollars 8,700 credit card debt. Thank you for clarifying, because anybody in the world can write on the Reddit, so it's good to clarify. The mortgage may mean a cash out refi, and that's a no as well, just like that's what Sid says. Why would you need a mortgage for an apartment? Oh, well, I guess you can buy some apartments. Yeah, it's not really, not as common here in the United States, I don't believe. You hardly ever hear anybody talking about it, doing that. Sid, so tired, but no nap today. Naps are wonderful, so maybe early bedtime. I would advise that then, if you're tired, especially. Where were we? 8700 credit card debt. I've had the most horrendous year, and I have learnt the biggest lesson of my life about reckless swindling. Okay, maybe this person is from out of town and just did the conversion to US dollars for us so we could relate better. I am a 26-year-old woman with a job that pays in US dollars $11.50. Is that a month? Who has had to ask help from my retired parents because I am in knee-deep trouble with my finances. I had first acquired my credit card in July 2023 and maxed it out. Took cash on the card, then took out a loan of $15,500 US to pay off the credit card. Instead of closing the card at the time itself, I still continued to spend. Yeah, and that was dumb as crap. Yeah, recklessly, as you have successfully characterized it. Good job. Oh, let's see. Okay. Now I've reached a point where my whole salary blows out into paying the card and the loan. Yep. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, and that's why you should never even try credit cards. A lot of financial advisors are like, well, you only pay off the high interest debt. You can keep the other kind. The Ramsey advice is no, don't do debt. No, just no on that because of cases like this. So all the other financial advisors would be doing this young lady, a disservice because they would be wasting her time telling her to, well, just try it and see if you can handle it and be disciplined and stuff like that. That's bullcrap. And so it's much better to have a plan for everybody because no one needs a credit card. Nobody needs to debt leverage. No one needs rewards. You don't need all that stuff. And so even the disciplined and smarter people can be very successful, probably even more so doing the Ramsey advice. So that's a no. Let's see. And so let's see. Got reached the point where I could not pay my rent with a returned check. As a last resort, I had to inform my parents, and they have had the biggest shock of their lives because they have not known for their daughter to ever be disobedient or pull any kind of shady behavior ever. Well, all it took was a credit card. That's all it took, dog. And then you wanted stuff, and you had to have it right then. You couldn't save for it. Now with their help and after losing their trust, right, they're still helping me out to close this credit card, and God knows I will worship them before God himself. All right. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's very nice of them to do that. But you do need to reward their trust in you because hopefully they wouldn't do it if they thought you would just run up the card again like you previously did after you previously paid it off. If anyone is reading this and is on the way to debt because of lavishly spending, all I have to say is it's better late than never to fix things. That much is certain. Find a solid plan and start saving. Indeed, life is short, but so will be money if we don't spend it wisely. Correct? Amundo. My spending habits. My bad habits lead to debt. Rooted from a place of stubbornness and not knowing what to do with my money. And the plan is to educate myself more about finance and increase my financial literacy while also paying my parents back. I may or may not gain their trust ever again. Maybe not. But this definitely feels like a new start to life. Excuse me, I apologize. Sleepy. Sid, you made me tired. Because you talked about a nap. And you started life, and I had to pin it down somewhere that felt like a safe space. Okay. I wouldn't know necessarily, I wouldn't think necessarily that Reddit should be considered a safe space, but I guess it lets people, certainly lets people get things off their chest. So yeah, I mean it is going to give you a new start, and so you just have to remember, always remember what it felt like when you were playing around with debt, and then maybe you won't get in that situation again. Moose, typical 9410 fellas, Jade or Rachel. What? If you could spend one night talking about FPU with Ray Chokers or Jade Warshaw, who would you choose? And since it's only for the fellas, I'm just not going to address it because it's not about FPU, probably, since it's only for guys to answer. It's pretty dumb. Common Conversation 5 needs some motivation and guidance, all right? Got a feeling this one's going to be a longie. No, not that bad. I am a college student. I own a small business as a mobile car detailer. And that's fun. Probably not much overhead. I don't have a full-scale operation as I work out of my daily driver. Sure. Really no overhead. I didn't even see the word overhead there. I don't know. Maybe my brain clocked it without me actually being cognizant of seeing it. It's possible, but I didn't see it there that I'm aware of, except for buying the chemicals when needed. Right. That being said, I have some money that is sitting that I'm looking to find a purpose for. I have a credit card debt that is around $1,400. Well, you would put it to that. So you build that business at the speed of cash, and if you have money coming in, it needs to go to paying off debt on step 2. So you're not really doing much expanding while you still have debt and while you still have not a full emergency fund. Let's see, I'm hesitating on paying it off as it would be a pretty big spend as a business expense. Well, you're supposed to pay off the debt, and it doesn't matter if you're going to call it a business expense or not. That does not matter. You are still on the hook for the money. So you trying to think of it as a business expense doesn't mean crap. Business has slowed down for me because of the wintertime. Yeah, but I do have vehicles booked out in the new year. Great. Paying off this debt will make a significant impact on my debt snowball. Yeah, but I'm hesitant because of slow business and the holidays coming up. Why? This is, I mean, you should have a full-time job, at least a part-time job while you're in college. And if you're not doing any detailing, then get your butt to work somewhere else and get that debt paid off. Any kind guidance would be to get your butt to work somewhere else and get that debt paid off. And happy holidays to y'all, to you as well. I have an emergency fund and am on baby step 2. Okay, a lot of people get confused for some reason, and they have more than $1,000 in their emergency fund, and so you should not do that. That would apply to your debt instead. Anything over $1,000, you do not add to that $1,000 as an emergency fund until step 3, and that means all of your non-mortgage debt is paid off. So yeah, get to work. You can't do the detailing apparently in the wintertime, or not as much anyway, and so you got to find something else. Do something else. And you can do that and go to college at the same time. Blue Jay 8288 banking advice. Magical elixir. She would not pour herself a glass of wine. She would rich herself a glass of wine. Tell hubby to make you dinner. That is advised. That can happen. Robert G said, am I crazy for not having taken a nap in at least 10 years? No, if you don't get tired, or if you don't want to keep yourself on the sleeping 8 hours at night schedule, that's no problem. Feel like it throws off sleep schedule. Yeah, and it certainly can. I've definitely had that happen numerous times recently. So just spreading the wealth of exhaustion. Yeah, I don't know if that's really called wealth, but that seems like that would be a liability instead of an asset. Banking advice. Except it is your body telling you what it needs. Hi all, my husband and I currently bank with Ally. Sid knows all about that. We have our investments, $22,000 emergency savings, $5K. You better not be in baby step 2 then. And spending approximately $2K, all with Ally. We have a mutual fund. Now the investments at a bank. Well, I don't know. How's Ally with the investments? Is that just like a regular bank? And normally with your regular banks, they can do investments for you, but normally their options are not as good as you could get elsewhere, like with an online brokerage instead. A mutual fund is 401k, my 403b, and some small amounts of cryptocurrencies. Not advised, spread out. Recently, Ally has started declining all of our transactions. I wonder why. Declines have happened while buying groceries, random Amazon orders, online order, etc. Ally has no solution for us, so we're looking to move to another bank. Well, I mean, if that's your normal spending pattern, I mean, sometimes people do start going crazy at the end of November as far as spending money on Christmas. So maybe that could be part of it. But yeah, I mean, if Ally won't work with you to fix that to see why that is happening, another bank would like to take the debit card. Open your shared credit card. Why are you on the Ramsey subreddit? Husband has no credit history, and mine is around 750. We're in our mid-20s. Baby's having a baby, apparently. We travel frequently between families across, and what would Dave do? As far as bank, try like a regional bank in your area. You can try a credit union. Dave likes the credit unions. Any credit card or debit card recommendations? Should we move everything from Ally? I mean, if they won't help you and they have no idea why, normally there would be a reason why. Like the fraud computers would pick that up, like would pick something up and decline it. Let's see, our savings with Ally gets 4.5, and so that's basically like a high yield savings account. And we do their robo investing. You can do robo investing anywhere. Not sure what's the smart decision, and would love some insight. Like I said, you can try a regional bank or basically any other bank. And you can, when you apply for the account, you can talk to them about it first and tell them what happened with Ally, and see if that would be a problem. I'm assuming, Dave said doesn't invest in a bank. I'm assuming Sid has not had problems like that with them. Sid? But yeah, credit union or I mean any other bank that doesn't decline you for theoretically no reason would be good. But normally there is a reason, and they may not just want to bother with trying to find out what it is. Um, I mean, sometimes it can be just general suspicion of fraud, and why the computer would think it is general suspicion of fraud sometimes is hard to tell. Indeed, with two D's. Seeking opinions, paying off home versus buying a single family rental home in cash. Well, you are not supposed, that's doing it wrong. So you would be debt leveraging your house that you live in to buy a rental house. And that's not the advice. Neither is getting a mortgage on a rental home. So what you do, and people don't like to do this because it takes longer, is you have to pay off the house first. You pay off the house, get that completely paid off, and then you save up the cash to buy a rental house, because even after you pay off your mortgage, then you're not supposed to get another mortgage on a rental house. That is a business thing, and you don't borrow money. You don't get a mortgage on a business thing. So that's a no. Oh, let's see. Let's read it anyway. Why don't we? And did they write War and Peace even though the answer has already been given? The answer has already been given. My wife and I were both 35. Monthly expenses feel. My wife and I's. Eyes is not a thing. Monthly expenses feel very comfortable currently. Okay, that does not affect anything. That doesn't change the answer. Our only debt is our home now, and accumulated enough savings currently sitting in a high yield savings account to pay off our home with 3.38 interest rate, roughly 300K, is what remains on our house. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. If you had paid that off already, you could have been saving interest already that you're paying on whatever the balance is left on the house. Dumb. Let's see. I see the steps laid out in front of me. All right. And I get that. And I get that, but I think I know how to do it better. I want to change the step. I want to change what has millions of documented success stories. I want to change it because I think I can do it better. And that's fine. You can certainly do that. But then you don't have to ask. Okay, but I could. Okay, I get that. So just brushing by the 30 years of Dave's experience, and that it's his advice and his proven millions of times baby steps that work, but he's going to question it. But I question if it makes the most sense to pay off our low interest rate home 3.38% versus paying cash for a single family rental property in my area. Yeah, it does, because you need to factor in the risk. You need to factor in the risk, and also that's what the advice is. So you can either follow the steps or you can do your own thing. It's fine. You can do whatever you want, but your way is not proven. There's no stats on your way. In my area, single family rental for Justification Station coming here. None of that matters. Let's see, is possible. I think it is reasonable that we would bring in as much as our mortgage is now. Doesn't matter. 1480 payment and interest, potentially more from rent, but then also benefit from being able to depreciate the property to keep more of the money we work hard for from a tax perspective. And none of that matters. The taxes don't matter. None of the crap you're talking about justifies it. It doesn't matter. It's still, you pay off your residence first and then you save cash to buy a rental property in cash. No mortgages are involved in any rental properties. And I don't even like mortgages to be involved in second houses. If you want to upgrade in house, then you save the cash to pay the difference. I mean, and you also have people on here all the time that talk about wanting to upgrade in house, and their kids have like 5 more years at home before they go off to college. So then you got too many bedrooms. You don't need them. You don't need to spend that much money. Dumb. In my area, I read that part. Let's see. Owning a rental has always been something I've been extremely interested in. It's not for everybody, though. And I'm feeling pretty biased in writing this. You can do what you want. You didn't even have to write it. But we'll be curious to hear any constructive feedback. It's dumb, is my feedback. If I'm on the right page or if I'm off the beaten path, and Dave would never condone doing something like this, but can't help but just think it makes more sense. Well, I mean, Dave got how he went to the level that he's at somehow. So, and you just, if you'd rather go by what you think makes more sense, you are more than welcome to do that. And I support everybody's right to do exactly what they want to do with their life and money, no matter how freaking dumb it is. And so that's fine. You know, you don't have to keep justifying it. You know what Dave says. You want to do something different, so pick. Add, says promoted there. Robert G says Ally has always been good for him. And it's my wife's name, so she likes to say it's hers, and I just get to use it, but it's her money. Alrighty. That's fun for her, Robert. Need advice on a big purchase from Furious Crone. I don't know what a crone is. A kroner is Norwegian money. Learn that from, I can't remember our Norwegian Ramsey Show chat pal's name. She hasn't been in the chat for a long time. But I can't remember the name. But kroner, I do remember that kroner is basically their dollar, I think. So I work in the automotive industry as a mechanic, and anyone who's worked in the industry knows that tools are expensive. Here we go. My old mentor, who had retired, has offered to sell me his toolbox and roll cart with all of his tools included for $10K. Okay, let me ask you this. If the old mentor wasn't retiring and offered to sell you that stuff, would you have needed to buy that? It's a large Matco 4x8 toolbox with it. And none of this matters. None of this crap matters to me exactly what it is. Full of any tools I would ever need. Great. Currently in baby step 3 with about 4 months of expenses saved with another $15K set aside for a house down payment. And that's my main concern. And my wife, who just had our first child a couple months ago and are trying to save for our first home. We're consistently living in a currently living in a one-bedroom apartment, and buying the toolbox would delay a home and and that's, so what's more important to you? What's more important to you both? Buying a home in a market that's going to continue to go up. It is. That doesn't mean you hurry up and buy, though, either. You buy when you can afford it. And so first you need to finish out that emergency fund. I do recommend 6 months if you're going to buy a house, because houses bring their own trouble. You're the landlord at that point. You have to fix things that are wrong with it. So they bring their own expenses. So get that up to 6 months of expenses. Even before you start saving the down payments, I would take money out of the down payment fund and put to step 3. You shouldn't even begin saving the down payment until the emergency fund's done anyway. Maybe you thought it was done at 4 because it is 3 to 6, but again, I would recommend 6 months of expenses for anybody considering buying a house before they start saving for the down payment. Need some advice on this. My mentor has been very patient with giving me time to make a decision before trying to sell to someone else, and he's given me a good deal. I also want to make the right decision that will be best for me and my family. Well, so you work in the automobile industry as a mechanic. Does the place you work at have their own tools for you, or do you have to provide your own tools? That's what I would challenge you on there, and that the tools aren't just a thing where, oh, well, the tools are if I decide to go freelance ever. And so, if the place you're working supplies the tools, you don't need it, even though your mentor has it. So I would ask for clarification on that, just to get a little bit more insight. But basically, you have to decide, since you have multiple goals happening here, just a child, trying to finish the emergency fund, and trying to save for a down payment on a house, and you are concerned about the rate going up, but you can't buy until you can afford it. And so you need to talk to your wife about that, and you guys need to make that decision. But as far as anything like this, you shouldn't be doing anything other than the emergency fund right now anyway. So if you were still putting money towards that because it's not 6 months, you should still be doing that instead of buying anything that is not 100% necessary. If you decided that 4 months was fine, and I would challenge you on that as well, to see if you decided 4 months was fine just because all of a sudden you guys decided, oh, we want a house, and just start saving for a down payment. And so that's intellectual dishonesty when you do that kind of thing. You're being dishonest with yourself about that. Having a little agua. A little water. Thanks everybody for watching, by the way, and chatting. Much appreciated. Collections agency payment. This one from Martyr the Criminal. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna martyr the criminal. Collections agency payment. I just got Chase's collection agency to lower my debt from $6,000 to $3,000. Okay. I should obviously take this deal, right? Well, that's only, you're paying 50 cents on the dollar there still. So if it's already in collections and you have other debt, you should pay off your other debt first. I owe about $12,000 in total to the other collections agency that I'm going to try to negotiate with. So if all your debt's in collections, then you can try to settle it. What you do, though, is you just let it sit and you save up cash, and then you call them and offer them a very cheap settlement in full instead of making payments. Is payment of these debts the best route to take? Now, again, if you have non-collections debt, then you would pay that off first. I know that defaulting will hurt my score for 7 years. We don't care about our score here, so that doesn't matter. I don't give a crap about your score. I don't care if it recovers. If you pay off these collections, no, it's still going to be affected because you had debt that went into collections. You didn't pay debt. And that's going to affect it. Sorry, but guess what? I don't care about that. And if you're following Mr. Ramsey, you shouldn't care about it either. So you're doing it wrong. But again, doesn't say whether he has non-collections debt, but that's you should keep paying that and don't let that go into collections, and actually pay that off before you worry about the collections debt. And then to settle collections debt, you save X amount. Like I would try, 1,500. I'd call them with 1,500 and say, I got 1,500 right here. I'll be more than happy to give it to you if you want to settle in full. I need that in writing. Or I can just call somebody else I owe money to and offer it to them. And Dave got a call about that today, where he said, what was it? He said, yeah, and don't stay on the phone with them a long time. Just tell them, okay, if you're not going to take this, we don't need to talk about it. I'm going to stay on the phone 5 more seconds. And if you take it, are you going to take it or not? And let that be it. And you don't need to, if they're not going to take it, you don't need to talk to them, and you just call up somebody else, and you work like that. But again, the priority should be the current debt instead of the collections debt. Collections already happened. It's already in collections. Your score is already going to be damaged, and we don't give a bull crap about the score. Boyer BT, car insurance rate with 0 credit score. Does anyone remember Dave Ramsey talking about car insurance with no credit score? I haven't had any problems with that. Matter of fact, I haven't even noticed any increase. If anything, I think mine's gone down. My car insurance rate has gone down since I have an indeterminable credit score. I'm an agent and have run into this recently a few times, where older folks have no debt and are a cash check only household. Their insurance score, quote unquote, that means something you guys in the industry made up, right? I.e., FICO plus other factors is abysmal, and with some carriers get declined to quote due to those factors. Yeah, that's going to happen, and you can make up any rules for your business that you want to make up. So if you don't want to have cash people that are rich, if you don't want to have their business, they can get insurance elsewhere. Recently reviewed a friend who followed Dave Ramsey closely and stopped all credit card uses to get a 0 FICO score until recently, and that's not how you do that. You don't then all of a sudden start using them again. That's dumb as crap. So he's not following Dave Ramsey closely then, sir. And his auto rates are through the roof. Yeah, because he all of a sudden started trying to use debt again. So you got to make up your mind here and go one way or the other. With no accidents, violations, but a very low insurance score. Yeah, you have to be able to do more manual underwriting in the insurance, or get insurance from a company that doesn't go by that dumb bull crap. This is something I don't think many followers think about, and it will be a long, painful process to get that score up to get decent rates on home auto. I haven't had any problem at all with Allstate on that. So I don't know what your company's problem is, but I haven't had any problem at all. So stop trying to talk into people into keeping their credit score up. Dumb. Objective present. 961. If I post my monthly mortgage here, could anyone give me some feedback? Currently, baby step 1, I'm trying to balance cutting out things I don't need along with things that are a bit more expensive, but things that have been incredibly helpful. example, medication, CrossFit membership. Stop the CrossFit membership and you just go run somewhere that's free. Medication, if you need medication, you need medication. But you don't really balance it. You cut out everything that's not 100% necessary. Cut out all your subscriptions. Oh, let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Maybe it'll be in a nice, if I open it, the whole thing, maybe it'll be in a nice, a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better, easier to read. Income, 3,300. Expenses, 2,600. Difference is $690. Not too shabby. All right. All to debt. Okay. Fabulous. Okay. Rent, 708. That seems fine. The CrossFit, 130. That's a no. And that can only be, that doesn't have to be forever. Just temporary. Just for a hashtag season. Phone, 9446. So if that is a phone that you're financing, if you can pay that off and then drop that phone carrier and go to a cheaper one, do that. And don't finance a phone anymore. Buy in cash. Wi-Fi is $80. A little bit pricey, but not much over what I pay. Alliant is $100. I don't know what Alliant is. Is that student loans? Insurance, $140. That seems a little high, but again, I don't know. Didn't say the age. Didn't say the age or anything. So, an accident history, don't know anything about that. So, well, I'm assuming that means car insurance. True expenses, not the false expenses. Okay, these, I guess, as opposed to variable expenses. So this means it's going to happen every month. Emerge, I don't know what that is, 335. Hopefully, I mean, that sounds like a freaking debt consolidation company or something like that, a debt relief. Let's look it up, shall we? What is it? Emerge company. Spell it right? Nope. Emerge company. Transportation spend, management, and procurement. Remember, reinvent how you source transportation with advanced contract and spot quoting tools for your own vendors. I mean, this is a business expense, so I don't get it. Well, maybe there's two different ones. Freight procurement platform. Yeah, that seems what it does. Seems like that's it. So let's see, 335. So so if that's like a side hustle, and you're not bringing in enough money to cover that, you wouldn't be doing that business while you're paying off debt. Auto maintenance, $100 a month. That seems excessive for each month. How many oil changes and such are you getting? Maximum $1,000. Electronic stuff, 25. What does that mean? Electronic stuff, clothes, 25. You don't have to buy $25 in clothes a month. You do not have to do that. You live with the clothes you got as long as you can. If something's torn or something like that, or frayed, I don't expect you to wear it, but wear other clothes instead. Tags, $20. I don't know what tags is. Is that car registration? $20 a month is $240 a year. So don't know what that's all about. Vision is insurance, I guess, is 50, and stuff I forgot, 25. Variable gas, okay, yeah, okay, that's stuff that can vary. I got you. Haircut 30, car wash 20. Excuse me. Food $300 for a month. How many? Doesn't say how many people involved. If it's one person, that's too much for food. Fun money $50. I would cut that lower. Subscriptions, complete anatomy to be determined. So, I mean, I guess if you need that, if you are in medical school, if you're in medical school, you don't need to have a side business doing something. You can just work for somebody. So I don't know what this emerge thing is all about up there. And that's it. I mean, I hope that's not a car payment, because then you would just sell the car. iPad to be determined. What does that mean? $55.68. What? iPad is not a subscription. You might have a subscription that is on an iPad, that you use the app on the iPad. Microsoft Office 4th. I don't know what that. I don't know what these 4th and that's the data's due. Okay. Okay. In parentheses, the data's due. So I got it. Okay. Spotify, Chat GPT. You need a budget. So budget 1604. I mean, if it helps you make the budget and stick to the budget, it's worth it. Fine. Apple storage. So any of this crap that you don't 100% need and use every month, you don't get. You don't need. What do you need Chat GPT for? What do you need Spotify for? That's probably just entertainment. So you don't need that. If so, if you want it, take it out of your fund money. Vive, I don't know what that is. Dental bill, that's not a subscription. Personal loan, minimum $25. So you should have the actual like debts. Oh, it does say debt payments right there. Sorry. I was gonna say you should have that separate. Minimum 25. I guess it's all due in 6/20/25. Or is it no interest until then or something? No payments due until then. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in here that I don't know. What's going on here? $14,850. Okay, for that. And what was that for? Maybe you can sell the stuff that you bought that with that. Estimated payoff date, 600 month, January 2027. Biggest thing right now is the personal loan. I'm currently not even working because I'm in school and will be for the next 3 years. What is the freaking emerge all about then? That's what I need to find out. Nursing license, so the anatomy app is fine. I'm going to work a lot during breaks in summer. I can also pick up whenever, but the military and VA are paying for everything, so I'm lucky enough to not worry about working through school. Well, you do want to work through school. Oh, you mean work to pay for school? No, you don't. Fortunately, you don't have to work to pay for that, but you do have to work to pay for your debt. I knew Dave would say get rid of CrossFit. That's right. But man, it's the only workout I stick to, and I love it. Should I suck it up and get rid of it anyway? Yes. Also, the Emerge is my Mounjaro medication. That's a lot. 330. I don't know what Mounjaro is. Well, let's find out. Or Mounjaro. Never heard of that. A Lilly medicine. It's for type 2 diabetes. Treatment to lower A1C. Well, my medication doesn't cost anywhere near that. So, is it used for weight loss? Used to treat type 2 diabetes and me. I'll be used off label for weight loss. Yeah, so it was like one of those combination things. Um, but this could easily be something that's not necessary. I mean, if your doctor subscribe you it, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say on this. But when mine costs $4 a month, and yours costs $338 a month, we go type 2 diabetes. Now maybe yours didn't get much better with diet and exercise as mine did. But yeah, mine is $4 a month, dog. So you might want to be looking into that. Where were we? Okay. Moonjaro. Currently trying to get it through the VA. So fingers crossed. Okay. Yeah, it'll be marked up in the VA. You'll have to pay $1 billion for it, I'm sure. I understand that it's a lot of money, but once again, it's been life changing and not even just with weight loss. Yeah, I'm gonna call bullcrap on that. Just don't eat if you want to have no weight gain. I don't think I'm in a bad spot here at all. However, I could use some advice on things that could be fixed and save some money with each month. So I weighed in, and that's just the stuff. Granted, I would basically on anything that's questionable, I just ask about it because it may be very well justified. It could be, and could have a rightful place at justification station instead of just wanting to have a rightful place at justification station. So I don't know. So I would have to ask, and like the CrossFit. I mean, $130 a month. How much does it cost for a CrossFit machine, even? I mean, how many months of $130 is that going to be where you would buy your own, that kind of thing? And so, and maybe there's a gym that's cheaper than that per month that has a CrossFit machine. So, don't know what to tell you on that. So I would just challenge you. I like to challenge people because when they start thinking about it, everything was, I know Dave would say get rid of the CrossFit, and and normally you would get this, but this, and this because of this reason, and because of that reason, because of that reason. If you do that for everything, then you're not cutting anything out of your budget. At that point, I would ask, well, what did you cut out then? Anything? And it doesn't seem like this is plenty of stuff in the budget. So what else was there that you actually cut out? So cut out stuff is the advice. Alrighty, that was a longie. Alrighty, once again, I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com. That's in the ticker below, also in the video description. The email address, you can ask me about anything about financial coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney at gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, CashApp, $CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively, again, Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney at gmail.com. Alternatively, again, like Robert G did, super chat, much appreciated. Again, sir, thank you so very much. Upcoming streams, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show Monday through Friday. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time when the Ramsey Show goes off of YouTube and exclusively to their Ramsey Network app. Also at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is in 29 minutes, if Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is available for me to play. I will be streaming that as well. Brand new game. Early access starts in 29 minutes. Alrighty. Also, I will be doing additional I forgot to put in the for the upcoming streams, answering your financial questions. Which that playlist is right there. There have been 136 of those. I will be doing that on Saturday at 4 p.m. and maybe at Sunday at 4 p.m. as well. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, again for watching and for chatting. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.